Anunnaki history on planet Nibiru before anyone ever came to Earth. 9 showers of Alalu's reign had gone by, and Anu, the most formidable and powerful prince of the Anunnaki, could not tolerate him anymore. So at every chance he had, Anu would push his buttons, say something shady, anything he could to upset the king and ruffle his feathers. And Anu did this because in his mind, Alalu had usurped his throne. Yes, he was descendant of the first seed of the first king and queen. But in the Anunnaki way of seeing it, Alalu's bloodline was bastardized and Anu's was of the pure seed. Again, if you'd like to catch up and go into detail about the beginnings, the origin of the Anunnaki on Nibiru, in this playlist, you'll find all of the episodes starting from the beginning. And by the beginning, I mean what they left for us to know about their history, which is also our history. So now Alalu feels threatened by Anu, because Anu was very well respected in the court and with the counselors. He had proven himself to be a strong nobleman several times over. But of these stories, they don't leave us any written evidence of them. At this point, it was inevitable that the two would come to a confrontation. So one night, during the festivities of dining at the palace, Anu cracked a joke about King Alalu, and Alalu was not having it. He found it disrespectful, and so Alalu challenged Anu to hand-to-hand combat. And guess what? When they would do the hand-to-hand combat, the Anunnaki wore no clothing. Yes, in the nude. Oh yes, imagine these invincible, strong men, these naked warriors fighting in front of everyone in the palace courtyard. This was the situation. This is when Anu declares, "Let the winner be king." Anu was wanting this moment for a very long time, and it was finally here, the moment to prove himself and take his rightful place on the throne. They ended up fighting in the public square for everyone to see. Doorposts and walls shook throughout the city as these two titans throw themselves around. A similar scene is that of Thor and Thanos when they are in their combat, when they're fighting. That's exactly what is described here. Anu with a quick and precise kick to the knee of Alalu put him down on his knees. At this point, Alalu is chest down, face down on the ground. Alalu was officially defeated in battle, and Anu was hailed as the new king. And this is when he was taken to the palace. However, Alalu did not return to the palace. He was afraid they were going to execute him. So he sneaked away from the crowds because he feared that Anu was going to do to him what he had done to the previous king. Again, to catch up, you can find every episode in the playlist. In fact, King Lamu was executed without the need of it. Alalu could have taken the throne without killing Lamu, but that was his decision. And so rightfully so, in his paranoid mind, he thought that that's what was going to happen to him now. But he had no reason for this fear because Anu was not a backstabber like he was. So technically, there really wasn't any reason for him to think this. Only his guilty conscience was making him think that they were going to do to him what he had done previously to Lamu. So he ran off into the crowds, and he went in the direction of the celestial chariots. But of this, no one knew. Alalu got into one of the chariots that could shoot missiles and closed the door behind him. He went in front of the chamber and sat in the commander's chair. That which shows the way illuminated the room of a blue light. He woke up the firestones,